Hi friends, thank you so much for joining with me. Today I'm hopping on to share with you my very recent makeup style, and it's very lightweight, barely there, using very minimal number of makeup items because I find that very lightweight makeup on the skin, basically complexion enhancing makeup, just makes you look much more youthful. And given that I'm in my 30s, I want to aim for that youthfulness, hence why I'm sitting down to share with you guys today. Let's start the beautifying. To start, I'm using this new complexion product from L'Oreal, and the tiniest amount, the shade I'm using is 15 Porcelain. And because this foundation has quite a bit of coverage, I'm only going to be focusing this on where I would focus a concealer as well, just on the center of the face. Because my center is my problem area, you can see there's a lot of pigmentation and redness in the center of my face, and whatever is left on my hand, I bring it to my nose area as well, so that we're not lumping product to my nose. And you can see already, this side of the face is much better than this side. And it's just using a very light layer. I'm also bringing it to the under eyes as well. One thing about this style of makeup is you need to make sure your skin is really prepped. So I just went in with foundation because I know my skincare is really intact and glowy, and that's the kind of glow that I want, given that it's winter here in Sydney and my skin is getting drier and drier as I age. I prep my skin really well with a good moisturizer. And that foundation basically beamed up the face. If you want a little more coverage, I just add a little bit to this little triangle area of the cheeks. And again, blending it out. You can see the complexion is pretty much done. I'm going to leave the face pretty much as is and just focus on my most conscious areas, and that's around the mouth, around here, and the mustache. And going in with a little bit of a heavier concealer, using this one. The shade is in N1. Only going to be using a tiny bit, so I'm blending it out on my hand first and then dabbing it. Just one dab and then blend with the other finger. Dab, blend. Dab, blend. That's it for the base, but continuing on with the cream product, I'm using this. This is the SUQQU Cream Blush in the shade SO2. It's part of their most recent new collection. Extremely youthful pink. Again, dabbing it on my hand first. And applying this to almost where I would apply a highlight to this part of the cheek. I find that the position of where you place your blush is where you want your cheek to be. Of course, we want our cheek to be higher, hence why I'm putting my blush at a higher point. And using whatever is left on your hand, just applying this to the lips. I know this is a very simple look, but my brows need some extra help. And I'm just drawing a very straight brow. As you age, everything, of course, goes downwards. And the reason a straight brow is youthful is because the straight brow gives you a more lifted eye effect. Instead of going down, giving it an arch, you want to keep it straight, so it looks like everything is still up and elevated. using a brow gel just to the beginning part of the brows to create some separation. Onto the eyes. One thing that I've been struggling with and something that I want to ask you guys for opinion as well is recommend me a good eyeshadow primer. I've been struggling with my eyes creasing, eyeshadow creasing, and one experiment that I want to do today is using these two items. This has been working for me for the longest time, but it has been failing me recently, hence why I want to add this little number in. And basically what this does is hopefully it's able to discourage the oil production on my eyes. It's kind of like a putty. I'm going to apply on a light layer. Hopefully using my smudge proof primer today will hold up everything. For eyeshadow, very similar again. I'm only going to be using one color, and depending on my mood, I might add a powder. This is the Merit Cream eyeshadow in the shade Studio. Feeling like a little bit of that powder eyeshadow. This is by Pat McGrath Labs. I'm not even sure if they have it anymore. It's one of their matte eyeshadows in the shade Statuesque. You don't need to use this one specifically, just grab, for example, a matte bronzer in your collection and it'll do the job as well. Just blending this out. Kind of setting that cream eyeshadow as well. This is going to be the test to see if my eyeshadow primer combination will stay put today, using a very dark brown eyeshadow and a liner brush. Going to create a very fine little liner on the upper lash line only. Before my mascara, I'm just deciding whether I need to powder. I think I need to do a little bit on my nose area. I'm going to be using a new powder from RMS. This is, the cap looks like this. The overall name is the Hydra setting powder, and I have the shade Light. I've been really enjoying this powder because it gives you a set finish but without losing any of that radiance and hydration on the face. Buffing it into my brush. Now that the shine's taken care of, I'm going to curl my lashes and apply a very thin layer of mascara. Mascara I'm using is still the Maybelline Sky High Lash Sensational Mascara, and this is the Asia edition, so the comb looks like this. The difference of opened eye and this one's mascara is still undone. Forgot to comb out my brows before, so just do a little bit of blending. And this is the finished look. The filming time only took less than 35 minutes, so if I was doing this on my own, it will take about 20 minutes if I want to enjoy the time and, you know, finish the makeup. This is definitely a very quick makeup, but you can see the complexion is put together, and because I went in with really light everything that I've used and minimal products, it's extremely youthful, especially on the lips and cheeks. Really youthful look, something that I've been really enjoying recently as well. If you guys like this video, you know what to do below. Thank you guys so much for spending the time with me, and don't forget to leave a comment too, because I love to hear from you guys. Thank you again. Until next time, stay beautiful.
Sitting in silence, we still feel the vibe, and you could not say a word, and I know what you just decided. We'd be right in the same wave. All the water's perfect, babe. The heat is rising, the time is melting from my fingertips. So us, nothing ever will compare.